Hey everyone, welcome back to the Digital Deep Dive Show, which aims to showcase incredible technology and the exceptional people building it and using it and the impact it has on the middle market to the enterprise. You can listen to the Digital Deep Dive Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, or subscribe to the newsletter on LinkedIn. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button everywhere. Otherwise, I won't eat tonight. I'm just kidding. Today's headlines are packed with signals and shifts. AI tools are taking study halls by storm. China's giving robo-taxis the green light, and Meta is rewriting how we hire developers. And there's growing fight over how big your total addressable market really is. Spoiler alert, gets personal. Whether you're scaling a startup, modernizing a legacy stack, or just trying to make sense of the AI noise, we've got you covered. So buckle in. Let's dive into 5 stories actually moving the needle this week, plus one bonus that will remind you how Gwyneth Paltrow accidentally became a space influencer. Let's get into it. So in terms of news from around the tech world, OpenAI's study mode is here. OpenAI just launched a new study mode inside ChatGPT aimed at bolstering learning through deeper interactions with topics. Now, when we recorded this, GPT 5.0 hadn't launched, so we're even more excited about study mode, just so we're clear. But when we recorded this, 4.0 was, or wrote it, 4.5 or whatever was still in motion. Users can explore subjects via curated content pathways supported by citations and AI-generated summaries. This expanded AI utility from task doers to learning partners. Now, how is this sort of like moving the needle? So this pushes AI further into the enterprise L&D stack. Companies should evaluate how study modes could enhance internal upskilling, onboarding, and ongoing education, potentially cutting training costs and increasing learning retention in dynamic industries. I would argue, I don't know if it's actually going to help learning retention. I actually think it's the opposite. I think the more I spend on AI or spend with AI, the less I retain, just because it's so quick. It's almost like I'll compare it to you used to have a song that you would love for 3 months, and now you have a song you love for 3 weeks. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how individuals are using this outside of the 4 walls of their company, and then how enterprises are using this inside the 4 walls to help onboard and upskill their staff. So Grok, which is not the Grok you're thinking of in terms of X, but Grok of GROQ, is potentially NVIDIA's next headache. So Grok is a niche AI chip startup, reportedly raised $600 million, possibly pushing its valuation over $6 billion. Known for ultra-fast large language interference speeds and unique architecture, Grok pitch is clear: faster, cheaper, and more efficient AI processing. In terms of like the key takeaways for me, Grok's rise signals that AI chip markets isn't just NVIDIA, although they have a massive slice of the market and heads up on everyone else. Mid-market and enterprise CTOs should keep tabs because this could shake up the supply chain and offer an alternative to NVIDIA. And while not maybe providing the flagship performance of some of NVIDIA's chips, and obviously I'm not commenting on whose performance is better, but you would assume that NVIDIA will keep on moving up market share in terms of quality, just given their market presence. But Grok and others could maybe go at the mid or lower tier market that would offer a good and a lower cost alternative to NVIDIA. So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes up supply chains and provides a lower entry point for making custom AIs more financially viable. Next up, we're talking about Google and their notebook LMs, which adds video summaries. Didn't even say that right. Google's notebook LM adds video summaries. So if you're less familiar, Google's Notebook LM is an AI-powered research notebook. This solution is great if you're in college or you're just trying to like take some videos or other assets and turn it into a reading document. I used it once or twice now, and I love the video summaries or the audio summaries it gives me. It's not just like a kind of like a word for word. It actually feels like 2 people having a conversation, and it really blew my mind. It took like a 30-page document and turned it into basically an 8-minute dialogue between presumably 2 people. In this situation, it was a man and a woman. So the video feature is a huge upgrade. This feature auto-generates explainer videos of complex documents or topics, then Cliff Notes meets YouTube. Actually, after recording this video, I'm going to run one of my podcasts through it just to see what it looks like. In terms of takeaways, this enhances AI assisted knowledge transfer for business. Juggling long white papers, SOPs, or contracts, this tool may shorten learning curves and help teams synthesize info visually, perfect for sales enablement or onboarding. I was just on a call earlier this week talking about onboarding for individuals and how to streamline that process and get more people in line on a topic. And I'm a visual learner. I would certainly think that this would be a fantastic value add for folks in the enterprise, much less kids learning in college. Next up, let's talk about China approves autonomous ride hailing in all tier one cities. So domestically, we basically have a duopoly, right? We've got Uber and we've got Lyft. But then you are starting to see sort of vertical solutions with companies like Waymo looking to go, the full stack. Obviously, you've got Tesla trying to go vertically integrated. And in a major move, China greenlit autonomous ride hailing across its top tier cities. The scale and pace of development are unmatched, hinting at a future where robotaxis aren't a novelty but an urban norm. So this ups the ante for US regulators and innovators. Any company in mobility, logistics, or AI adjacent industries needs to reassess timeliness, as China's leapfrogging could compress the window for competitive positioning and partnerships. What I'll be interested to see is if, the Waymos, the Teslas, the Lyfts, the Ubers go and test their products, and the US becomes a secondary or tertiary market in terms of deploying new features and functionalities as China, moves further down and allowing a greater amount of autonomous riding in their major cities. I know that last time I was in San Francisco, I saw a Waymo for the first time, and I'm very interested to get in one. And I think it's really interesting when I learned or heard about the difference in the cost between a Waymo taxi, which I've heard is somewhere between 250,000 and 350,000 versus Tesla, which is like 30 to 40,000 because they used different technology. I think the Teslas are using some sort of video, whereas the Waymo is like using a LiDAR or laser sort of format. And, I'll be interested to see how that has impacts in China. And then how are those impacts pushed to America in terms of which technology is prevailing? You would assume that the lower cost would win, but there could be issues with obviously incidents or reliability. I'll also be interested to see, is there any difference in terms of the AI processing for those videos and how that information could be used for alternative services down the road. The last story for the global news is that Meta is going to let developers use AI on coding tests. So Meta is pivoting a new developer screening process where candidates are allowed to use AI tools during code testing. The rationale reflects real world coding conditions where AI is already integral. I think this is like a paradigm shift, but also like it makes total sense to me. I would compare this to trying to say to someone, we need you to do complex math on a calculator when you could just give them Excel. And it's like, let's use Excel for the formulas. It makes sense that, why would we anticipate someone doing a test without it? And I would think this would just become the norm for all industries, as every person that I know that's in the coding world is using some sort of AI tool to migrate code, to create code, to test code, etc. All right, for this week, we usually do 5 stories, but I gotta do the bonus one. So I'm a week or two short on this, but I thought it was just hysterical how astronomers who went viral, whose CEO went viral at the Coldplay concert, then went out and hired Gwyneth Paltrow to become their temporary spokesperson as a reminder that even space nerds need PR now. The takeaway here is that culture meets virality and brand. And science, like business, is now deeply shaped by meme dynamics. Even your ops leaders might need a social media strategy. Pretty funny, and good luck to astronomers. All right, let's jump into the deep dive here. So one of the applications that I've been using for a long time is called Grammarly. And over the last year, Grammarly did a reverse merger with Coda, which we've covered on this show. And more recently, they've gone out and purchased Superhuman. If you're less familiar, Superhuman is a premium subscription-based email client built as a layer atop of Gmail or Outlook, designed to radically speed up email workflow through extensive keyboard shortcuts, minimalist UI, and an AI-powered feature like instant replies, snoozing, and triage. It promises users to save up to 4 hours per week, helping them process messages 72% faster. So how is it different from competitors? So if you think about it versus like Gmail or Outlook, Superhuman isn't a basic inbox. It's built for speed, flow state, and efficiency, not accessibility. Its UI strips away distractions, enabling users near mouse-free navigation. Now, in terms of like how it competes with AI tools or plugins, unlike lightweight enhancements like Spark, Hey, or Sorted, Superhuman is a full app with concierge, onboarding, refined UX, performance first architecture, and a minimalist aesthetic. Think Ferrari over a computer bike. I like that. In terms of like the unique selling, so it's selling position. So it's speed-centric design. Every detail, keyboard shortcut, UI, workflow is built to elevate productivity and facilitate flow. AI-powered assistance, instant replies, and smart triage helps users handle more with less cognitive load. And then a premium experience, a combination of one-off onboarding, invite-only access at a $30 a month pricing makes it feel exclusive and high-end. All right, what can users do with it? So users gain lightning fast inbox navigation, mouse optional, smarter email handling with snooze, templates, and prioritization, things I love, and personalized AI drafting that mirrors their tone. Concierge onboarding to make sure that they are the master of the tool, fast and efficient. It's ideal for people who live in email, consultants, executives, sales professionals, anyone who pays to reclaim hours each week, i.e. me. So what's coming next, likely? So Superhuman was acquired by Grammarly as part of his ambition to become an AI productivity platform, with Superhuman becoming its email front line in a larger ecosystem of agents and workflows. Expect AI deep integration, AI agents inside emails that could manage scheduling, summarization, or even launch tasks autonomously. You could see that coming in from Superhuman over to Coda, if you will. And then expanded workflow coverage, moving beyond email into calendars, task management, all with AI assistance, basically what Superhuman's doing today. In short, Superhuman's sleek email engine may soon be the cockpit for broader AI productivity. In a nutshell, what it is a fast AI-enhanced power user email on top of Gmail Outlook. What sets it apart is flow-friendly design, AI voice, premium positioning, and how it helps. It saves time, elevates speed, reduces cognitive load. So what's next? Becoming the AI agent gateway under Grammarly's platform vision. I haven't tried it yet. I'm still watching some videos, and they have recently set up, I believe, a free trial. So I'm going to go try that over the next month or so. I'm interested to see the workflow in motion and, excited to check out features and functionality there. All right, let's jump into where we can connect online and in real life. I forgot before we jump into that. If you are on this news channel, so this newsletter subscription, and you listen to this podcast, you've noticed that we've been doing this mini series called Unlocking Alpha, a sprint to value mini series. So make sure you're following along with those. We're breaking down real strategies to drive efficiencies. This series was built around a 14 chapter guide from Cohn Resnick. Now, Cohn Resnick's a firm where I work, but this podcast, the show, is not sponsored by Cohn Resnick. I am merely looking at this guide as a foundation to build upon and, helping private equity and private enterprises think through value creation playbook. Each chapter, we're unpacking a different topic and talking through kind of tools, tips, and tricks. So I highly recommend you go check out those episodes. We will be releasing the third episode on analytics soon. All right, let's talk about on the road and around the globe. I've got a bunch of events coming up here. We've got a slew of things online and in person. So we've got PDA Chicago Ready, Set, Ready as M&I prepares through the lens of private equity, family office, and strategic buyers. As activity in the middle market faces heightened volatility, the industry must pivot from deal execution to deal preparation. And the timely of bringing together top voices from private equity, family offices, strategic buyers to unpack the shifting landscape. That event is Wednesday, September 10th from 4:15 to 6:45 at the University Club in Chicago. In terms of other events we've got coming up, I've got the AI ROI conference. This is going to be held by Section. Got my podcast confused slash learning centers. So it's a virtual event. It's on September 25th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And backed by demand, the AI ROI conference cuts through the noise to answer only the questions that matter. What's the return? And then the last one I want to highlight is coming up in October, which is the annual Midwest Capital Connect, which will be here in Chicago. 100 investment bankers, a ton of service providers, cocktails and deals. What more can you ask for? That wraps it up for this week's episode of the Digital Deep Dive Show. Don't forget to check out future episodes on this channel. I've realized while I was recording this, I had a hair sticking up the whole time. Sorry about that if you're watching. And be on the lookout for the next Unlocking Alpha, the Sprint to Value miniseries. We are going to be feeding it through the Digital Deep Dive podcast, YouTube channel, and obviously the LinkedIn newsletter. With that said, enjoy your Monday or enjoy your Wednesday, rather. Sorry, got my weeks wrong. And we'll catch you on the next episode.